Hi, I'm Lauren Hunter, founder and editor of Church Tech Today. Welcome to Today's Tech. Today we have Prateek Bansal, who is the product manager for SlingStudio. Prateek, it's so great to have you here with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren, for having me here as well.
Great. Now, SlingStudio, if you haven't heard of this product, it's a great live streaming product that is new to the market, and actually it's a dish company, right?
That is correct.
Dish TV is in all of the great ads on TV that we love. The soda shaking ad, that's my favorite one. So you probably haven't seen any ads for SlingStudio because they're probably not marketing direct to Super Bowl fans.
That is correct. Not as of now.
Yeah. So this is really just a kind of an informational, like, let's learn about your product. Tell us, kind of in a nutshell, what is SlingStudio? What does it do for churches that want to live stream?
Okay, great. So what SlingStudio is a very portable multi-camera production platform. It allows you to switch, record, and live stream all simultaneously through this platform. Now, it can connect to up to 10 different cameras, whether it could be your DSLRs, camcorders, or even smartphones, all wirelessly. So you don't have to run any cables. It does not require any plugs. It is all battery operated. And so it allows you to take your production to any place you want, right? So with churches which are multi-site churches or have multiple rooms and they want to move their production system from one room to another, one site to another, it's very easy to do that. More important, it's very, very easy to use. So it does not require any specialized knowledge. So you can bring in your volunteers or youth groups to be part of your production team, and they can run this production using SlingStudio.
You bring up a great point. You're saying any production team can kind of integrate this into their production system, whatever they're doing so far. How, like, if they're just using one camera, they're using a computer, maybe they have a switcher, and then they're uploading to a streaming service. How would SlingStudio kind of plug into that production?
Awesome. So that's a good question. So if you look at, if they have, say, a computer running, say, a presentation slides, and then they have one camera, we can bring in both of those sources as part of a camera source into the studio. And in addition, you can bring in additional camera sources, maybe your smartphones, right? Your iPhones, Android phones, and have another camera angle along with this what you have traditionally, and then bring all these different camera sources, be able to switch between them, and then live streaming to your current streaming destination. So we support custom RTMP that allows you to stream to any social media channels. Whether it be to your own streaming solution, to your own website, or to social media channels like YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah. Wow.
And in addition, one of the other things, if you look at, is the church have their own external mixer boards, right, for the audio piece, and so. The beauty about this is you can bring in your audio feed as a separate line input from your mixer board into the SlingStudio. So this is the SlingStudio product, and there is, if you look at it, there's a line input on here, so that you can bring in an external mixer board feed into this and be able to bring that along with all your camera feeds and send it out as a live switch video.
Wow. And how does the wireless connection work? Does it put out its own signal that the phones pick up on?
Yeah, that's a good question. So what this platform has is there are two wireless networks. So one is its own private network to which all the cameras, the smartphones connect wirelessly to. And then the second network is if you want to live stream, then you need that for the connection to the internet. But if you're not looking at live streaming and just want to record all your different camera feeds and your live switch video, then you don't need that internet connection, and it brings its own network with it to wirelessly connect to all the different camera sources and smartphones.
We've written about like live versus delayed feed before, and so that is something. I mean, everybody calls it live streaming, but really a lot of churches still do record and then they're streaming it, but it's pre-recorded.
That is,
so it's not actually a live stream; it's a delayed stream. So I'll put in the show notes under this YouTube, I'll put a link to that article for anybody who's interested in just kind of unpacking the difference between live versus delayed stream. So that's great with this product that you have both options to do that. So if you're not paying for the live streaming production part of it, then you can still record everything and do whatever you want with that.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. In addition, right, when if we are just planning to do just recording, right, and then if you want to re-edit and re-edit those recordings in your post-production software like Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro, you can take all of those recordings and all the edits that you did, transitions that you did during the live production are going to be available on the on those Adobe timeline or the Final Cut Pro timeline. So that allows you to save lots of hours if you are looking at any post editing with those recordings.
And then you can add in extra audio if you want, or change up the audio. Or I know a lot of churches like cut out the worship, the music.
Right.
It's hard to get good live feed sound on the music. So I don't know if an option would be to swap in like studio recorded tracks for some of those worship songs.
Absolutely.
And put the words, like if you're using Pro Presenter or Easy Worship or Proclaim or any of those software, which we also have articles on every worship software that's ever been made. You could, in essence, you could switch to the stream of the worship software with the words on the screen, and then underlay with the actual tracks from iTunes or wherever.
Absolutely.
That's a good option. I know there's probably a lot of production, worship techs out there sweating bullets, like, oh, my music, the captured sound is just, not where I want it to be. And so they're worried about that. So that is a good option.
Absolutely. So you can do, even if you want to change, in addition to the background music if you want to bring another track, you can do that. But in addition, if there's a certain camera angle that you didn't like, you want to take it out, you can do that and your post production, right? And I think, a lot of times the challenges are in bringing that external mixer board audio feed. Most of the productions don't integrate those external mixer board audio feed with the camera feeds. And the beauty about this product is it allows you to synchronize all of those audio feeds regardless of whether they are coming from an external mixer board or from the inbuilt microphones of your cameras. So it does
just that automatically. It syncs.
Exactly, it does all the synchronization, so you don't have to do that in post production.
Wow. I didn't know about that. That's cool. That's really cool. You just think of like Japanese, like, guerrilla movies or whatever with the voice being off, and that's super annoying to.
Exactly.
So that's good. A good option there, a good feature. Just does that automatically, or is it a setting?
Exactly. It does that all automatically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So anything specific that you feel like you would want to share about the advantages? Are there other products like this on the market, or is SlingStudio pretty independent and unique?
It is. It is. So if you look at traditionally, most of the equipments for multi-camera production first of all cost thousands and thousands of dollars, right, and tens of thousands of dollars. They require laying down cables, need a plug points for power and everything, right? And so it take multiple crew members, and a long setup time to even set up a multi-camera production. So we are changing the industry by making the multi-camera setup done in minutes rather than hours. You don't need any cables, you don't need any plugs. and you can pretty much go in the field, in the garden, and be able to do a multi-camera production without running any cables. And most of all, it's very affordable, right? So it starts at $1,000 price point, making it at a fraction of cost of most of the traditional equipments.
So can you, I mean, realistically, if you were using smartphones as your video cameras or a DSLR camera, you could have a whole production studio with 3 cameras running on this for, you know, $1,000 plus your own smartphones, right?
Yes, exactly.
And maybe one high quality, or can you get away with even a couple of smartphones?
So you can, so what with the $1,000, what you get is, so you have one HDMI input into the box. So you can bring in one, professional camera, or it could be a computer feed for your presentations. And then you can have multiple smartphone connected to this. Now, if you want to bring a second, like a professional camera into the system, what we have is called a SlingStudio Camera Link product that allows you to take the HDMI output feed from those cameras, feed it into this, and this wirelessly transmit that feed into the system. So this are an additional $349. So that will be required for the second professional camera onwards, and so that will allow you to take make all your cameras wireless to this to the SlingStudio hub.
Wow, that's awesome. So lastly, I wanted to ask you about support and training. Once a church purchases their SlingStudio, what's available to them to help them understand how to set it up and use it and get going?
Absolutely. So first of all, it's we made it very, very easy to use, right? And so we have had users who did not have any specialized knowledge and were able to get up and running and using the product in a matter of minutes, really. And so we made the product very easy to use. On top of that, we have provided a lot of training materials online, where we have how-to videos of how to use the product and use the different features of the product. In addition, we have a very strong technical support team which is available, I think from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So 7 days a week. So if there are any
phone support,
for the support.
Wow, that's great.
And so if you have any questions, just please call us. We understand, right? Means a lot of the recordings in churches happen on Sunday mornings, early mornings, and so when you need support, we should be there for you to help you out.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, Prateek. I feel like I learned a lot about the services that you offer through this great product, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of churches who are excited that they can really take their production and their live streaming, whether it's delayed or live streaming, to the next level with a really reasonable price point. So that's pretty exciting. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Is there anything else that we didn't cover that you wanted to share?
Yeah, so there are certain other things that we have seen from a church production standpoint that would be useful, which I didn't mention, were things like you can bring in your own graphics. We have title lower third, so if you want to have the title of the speaker shown as a lower third, that is available. You can bring in your pre-recorded videos as part of your production as well. So it supports a lot of these different features that would allow you to really make a very high quality full HD production at a very affordable price point.
Wonderful. Thank you so much again for all your time. And we'll put in the show notes below some of the details that Prateek shared today, as well as some of the links. And I'll also be linking to your House of Worship landing page, which is myslingstudio.com/house of worship. And I won't spell that all out because it'll be in the notes right below this YouTube video. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for reading Church Tech Today. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me directly, lauren@churchtechtoday.com, or put a comment on this YouTube video. Thanks again.
Thank you, Lauren.